Someone said, what are you specifically are you looking for when studying a market? To be honest with you, you can't really look at so this is the thing. I'm going to tell y'all this too. So this is the number one thing what deters people from Amazon Relay. And I've said it, but I always have new followers, so let me explain to you the difference. When you're looking at the DAT load board or OTR or any other load board, right? When you look at this load board, right? The load board is going to have every single load that's going to go out this week. It's going to have the loads. The loads is going to have miles. You got to call, negotiate. It is what it is. The loads, whatever it is, that's what it is, right? So this is the mistake that people make when they come to Amazon Relay. They judge the Amazon Relay load board just like they're judging the DAT load board. That is what you see is what you get. So if that got 30 loads that's leaving, that's going to Chicago, right? They're going to have all 30 of the loads there. You look at them, you call the broker, this, and that. That's how they're there. The Amazon load board is completely different. It's like driving on the opposite side of the roads. You got to retrain your brain. So this is the biggest mistake people make when they're doing Amazon Relay. They look at the load board and they say, oh man, I'm looking at the load board and I don't see any loads on the load board. Or the loads that I see on the load board, they don't leave today. They leave, today is what, Wednesday. They might leave Friday, they might leave Saturday, they might leave Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week. You look at the load and say, oh man, this load is $200, right? 200 miles, and it's paying $325, which is trash. And then you like, man, see, look, bro, Amazon don't pay. Amazon's trash. You're absolutely correct. If you are booking loads, that's not tonight. If you booking loads for tomorrow, today, if you booking loads for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, then you are absolutely right. The loads are trash because what Amazon do is Amazon work the opposite of the DAT too. So what Amazon do is they get a ton of loads. They know that, like, let me give you an example. Delta, why you think about that? I'm getting off on a tangent, but Delta can make a trip. Like, they know that in 6 months that you need to fly to New York at this time, right? They know they're going to have a demand that somebody wants to go to New York, the JFK. So they're going to put it out way in advance because that flight is cheaper 6 months in advance, right? But the closer you get to that flight, the more that flight starts to go up. The same thing with Amazon Relay. They'll put a load on the load board for next week, Wednesday. Like I said, $300, 200 something miles, trash. If an idiot or a fool or a newbie or a rookie comes on the load board and be like, oh, I don't even know what to do, and you book that load, then why wouldn't Amazon let a sucker take the load? So that's what Amazon do. They put loads on in advance, and people that don't know no better go book those loads. However, that same exact load that's 200 miles that leaves next week Wednesday that's paying $300, if you wait, that load tomorrow might pay $350. The next day might pay $400. The next day might pay $450, $500, closer to the day of pickup. When the day of pickup, that same load that was paying $300 has now matured. And now that load is paying $500, $600, $700. That's the key to Amazon Relay. Stop booking loads days in advance. Stop looking at the load board days in advance and say Amazon ain't paying. Because if you're looking at the load board days in advance, Amazon ain't paying. You ain't lying. But what you fail to realize is Amazon have emergency loads that have to go out every day. And Amazon, I book all my loads in the day that it is. I never book loads days in advance. If you're booking loads days in advance, I can guarantee you're losing money. And I would show you, I think I showed you guys, I show people in my masterclass. I give an example. In Atlanta, is a guy, he booked the load 12 hours. He booked the load in the same day, right? And another thing is, it doesn't make sense to book loads at 9 o'clock in the morning for 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. That's also not an urgency load. That load is not in a rush. So Amazon, they're going to play. Think about it. Amazon wants somebody to take it for the cheapest and you want to take it at the most. So y'all both playing chicken with each other. So I can show you, literally, if I wasn't on my actual phone, I could show you where a guy in Atlanta, he booked the load 12 hours before it was supposed to be picked up. That load is $300 and something. I always show this in my masterclass. $300 and something, right? I literally went back later that night because he kept saying, oh man, it ain't no loads on the load board. Kept complaining, ain't no loads on the load board. I literally went back to the load board. At the time, I go look at the load board and literally found a load for $660 because I booked that load closer to the time of pickup. That's the difference. So when you're booking a load days in advance, and you're booking your loads super early in the morning for the night, you're leaving $200-300 on the table every single time. I was keeping this in the bag, but I get so frustrated that, you know what, I gave y'all that gem. That's how you book loads with Amazon Relay. So go back and watch this video. That's the key to the success with Amazon Relay. Amazon pays very well when you need them to. And when I say when you need them to is when you're booking your loads the correct way. Stop booking loads days in advance. Let the load mature. And this is another thing. Every single load on the Amazon load board matures. If it's 300 loads on the load board, or 300 of them will mature if you just wait. Not one, not two, not three. Every single load on the Amazon load board matures. That's the great thing about it. I've known this for 4 years. That's what makes it a killing. That's how I make my money with Amazon Relay. So now that y'all know, go tell the world how to book loads. So there you go. That's the key to Amazon Relay.